When it comes to building powerful looking arms, most of us immediately start doing hundreds of bicep curls, not realizing that's only one part of the picture. If you're looking to build size, it's really the triceps that make up most of the real estate in your arm. So if you're looking to build arms that fill your sleeves, then stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly what exercises you need and share those little tips that seasoned lifters like myself learn through trial and error just to save you some time. Now, some quick signs for those of you who are unaware: there are three heads to the tricep: the long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. The long head, located toward the back of the arm, it's responsible for most of the overall mass in your tricep. Now, the lateral head is smaller than the long head, but it's mostly visible from the side of the arm. And then finally, that medial head, though the least visible of all three, still plays an important role in that tricep definition. Now, when they're well developed, they come together like Voltron and form that horseshoe shape that you're looking for. Now, to achieve this, now I'm talking about the horseshoe, not Voltron, I'm going to share with you the right tricep exercises. Although all three heads cross at the elbow joint and therefore will be active to some extent in any tricep workout, we know from the literature and the anatomy of the tricep that we can emphasize the involvement of each tricep head through proper exercise selection. Knowing this, you can easily select certain tricep exercises to bring up lagging parts. So let's break this down by muscle. The long head makes up the majority of the tricep and usually has the most potential for growth, especially since most people don't effectively emphasize it within their routines anyway. This is mainly because the long head of the tricep is the only head that crosses over the shoulder joint, meaning it can be targeted through exercise manipulation. One of the best exercises to accomplish this is the incline dumbbell kickback. So let's pay attention to this upcoming clip. To get the full benefits of this workout, you're going to have to perform it correctly. Ensure that your elbows stay locked in place at your sides so that your arms remain almost parallel with your body as you perform each rep. If you let your elbows drop, causing your arms to no longer be parallel, you're going to lose that strong muscle contraction of the long head that makes this exercise so effective. Now, despite all of its benefits, the main downside of this is that the tension and overall load are sacrificed compared to other movements. Now, this is why this next exercise complements the incline dumbbell kickback so well. Any tricep exercise that places the shoulder in a flex position will definitely emphasize the long head to a greater degree. Several workouts will do this, but one of the best exercises is definitely going to be the skull crushers. And since you already have a bench from the incline dumbbell kickback, you might as well hold on to it. Who cares if that person was waiting for you to get off the bench? Yeah, they can wait. Now, let's talk about the mechanics of this exercise real quick. This exercise is done from a flat position on the bench. Skull crushers are going to allow you to control the amount of stretch and tension you put on the long head, which is mentioned in some previous videos as the key to accelerate your muscle growth. A 2022 study showed tricep muscle hypertrophy was substantially greater after elbow extension training was performed in an overhead position versus a neutral arm position. I want to save you some time, so listen up. If you want to make the most of this workout, start the workout with your arms extended back almost parallel with your head, where you can immediately create activation on the initial movement. This way, you provide more stretch to the long head, enabling it to be more active throughout the entire range of motion. Using dumbbells or an easy curl bar, keep your shoulders in place and move at the elbow joint. Bring the weight up until it's almost over your head and back down with control. You could repeat this movement for about 10 to 15 reps. But as I promised, I want to give you little tweaks to make this more effective. So take a look at this clip. Beginning at the starting position, I want you to bring the weight up, but I want you to stop 75% of the way where the force curve is the strongest. Hold that position for about 2 seconds, then bring it back to the starting position. Here's another tip, especially if you're feeling stagnant in that muscle growth. I want you to go ahead and slide about 3 inches down on the bench. This time, your starting position with the weight is going to be resting on the bench right above your head. This is going to require a lighter weight. Perform the exact same movement as we previously discussed, but this time I want you to bring the weight back down and let it rest on the bench above your head for about 2 seconds, and then perform the lift again. This is known as a rest pause technique. Now, if you're nervous about doing skull crushers because you feel that bar is going to crack you right in the teeth, I have another exercise for you that's going to do the exact same thing, and that's the overhead cable extension. But there's a particular setup to make the most of this exercise and do it without injury. First thing you want to do is set up the pulley high enough so that if you fall back for any reason, the handle doesn't have too far to go. And for most folks, that's going to be right around their upper back. Use a dual rope handle and extend the arms overhead. Take a few steps away from the pulley, forcing the triceps to stretch on that initial movement. Now slowly and with control, extend the arms out in front of you, similar to a skull crusher. If you want to make the most of this exercise, lighten the weight just a bit and take a few more steps out away from the pulley, allowing the triceps to fully extend back as much as possible and perform each reps from that position. Now, also similar to a skull crusher, you can perform pause rep sets from the overhead extension position. Simply take a few steps back and position the pulley close enough so when you return to the starting position, you can rest for 2 seconds and perform the next rep. For the lateral medial heads, which don't cross over the shoulder joint like the long head, it's difficult to really target one over the other. However, We can make some educated decisions based on research by Musa 2011 that the cable pushdown with the straight bar or the V-bar seem to be the best isolation exercise for the lateral head compared to other tricep exercises. By knowing this, you can significantly favor one head over the other. The cable press down is one of the most effective exercises if you want that horseshoe in your tricep, but so many of us just endlessly do cable press downs, not realizing there is a much easier way to do it. In fact, once you learn the science behind this method, you can apply it really to any of your workouts. And just for the record, I'm not trying to keep giving you tips on bad gym etiquette, but you can do this exercise right after the overhead extension. Since you already have the pulley, you might as well hold on to it. I mean, worst case scenario, you're probably just going to piss off that same person waiting for you to get off the bench. Anyway, continuing on. Let's talk about the setup for the cable press down. I want you to start by setting up the pulley at the top. Attach a straight bar or V-bar. If you choose to use the rope, that's fine as well. Select a weight that allows you to perform the exercise with strict form, aiming for about 8 to 12 repetitions. Begin by standing facing the cable machine with your feet shoulder width apart. Grab the rope with your hands and step back slightly to create tension on the cable, ensuring your body remains upright. But I want to make this more effective for you. I want you to take a few more steps back from the cable machine to the point where your arms are about parallel to the floor while at rest due to the tension in the rope. Your elbows should be tucked close to your sides and remain stationary throughout the movement. This position is going to help isolate the tricep and minimizes the involvement of the shoulder muscles. From here, I want you to perform the cable press down. Once the arms are fully extended, you should feel the maximum contraction in your triceps due to the amount of tension you just created by positioning your body further from the pulley. Now, mostly we've been talking about isolation exercises, which definitely have their place, but if you're pressed for time and you want to make sure that your triceps still aren't lagging, then I would choose compound exercises that focus on the triceps. I want to share with you two of my favorite compound exercises. The first one is if you're trying to target more of the lateral medial head, it's going to be the weighted tricep dip. Now, research indicates that the triceps are composed of mostly type 2 muscle fibers, which is best stimulated by using heavy weight. But don't worry, if you're new to tricep dips, using your body weight or an assisted machine is going to work just as well. Now, the key to this workout is to perform it in a more upright position. As you lean forward on a tricep dip, you're going to really target the chest muscles, so definitely try to keep that body in an upright position. The second exercise is the close grip bench press. This is another great compound exercise for tricep development. Now, by narrowing the grip on the barbell to about shoulder width or slightly closer, you're going to shift the emphasis from the chest to the triceps. As you lower the bar closer to the chest and push it back up, the triceps is going to work even harder to extend out the elbows. This compound movement allows you to use heavier weights compared to other isolation exercises, which is going to promote greater muscle growth. Now, the key to this movement is do not allow your elbows to flare out, and definitely do not use a thumbless grip unless you want to end up on Fail Nation. So I have some good news and bad news. The good news is this tricep workout is definitely going to get you where you need to be. The bad news is it's only one piece of the puzzle. If you're really looking to fill out your sleeves, then you're definitely going to need your shoulders to help you out, and you can do that by clicking right here.